All right, welcome in. It's episode number 46 of Shippy and Grubes. I'm Shippy.
I'm Grubes.
And one of us is a birthday boy.
Who?
Well, it's not me.
Is it Yvonne?
Yvonne, is it your birthday?
No, he says it's not. So who does that leave?
That would be you.
Oh, holy crap, it is me.
It is your birthday.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Grubes.
I'm 40.
You are?
Yeah.
Monumental day here.
I never thought I'd make it, to be honest with you.
You know, I remember thinking the same thing at about 30.
Yeah.
I remember thinking the same thing about 30. So how's your birthday been so far?
Good. Haven't really done a whole lot. Just mostly talking with you for the last little bit, and
So
now we're going to talk some more. So, best day ever.
Yeah, best.
Yeah.
Like, what else could you ask for?
No, that's about it.
That's about it?
As long as I have Shippy in my life, then that's all I really need, you know?
Man, that's really...
I think that's what most people say.
That's
Like, man, I wish I had a Shippy in my life.
I think so. I don't know. I know a lot of people that say they wish they had a Grubes in their life, and I just say you just can't have my Grubes.
Mm-mm.
You can have any of the other ones, just not this one.
Yeah, you can have McGruber.
Yeah, you can have McGruber. Yeah, there you go. You guys can all have McGruber. I got Grubes.
Damn right.
So, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
I know you've had something that you've been looking
Yes.
forward to for a long time for this specific birthday.
Yeah, with turning 40, I've had a drop in mind that, it was pretty viral for whatever viral was back in the day. But back in 2007, when Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy decided that he didn't like something that I believe a student wrote in the Oklahoma State newspaper, he went on a big rant and talked about how being the age he was made him a man. And I've been waiting 18 years to finally incorporate this into my birthday, so let's hear it.
Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me or our coaches. Don't write about a kid that does everything right, that's heart's broken, and then say that the coaches said he was scared. That ain't true.
Okay, so yeah.
Good on him for sticking up for his
I was going to say,
kid.
I respect, hey, he's sticking up for his players. That's what he should do. And it's just been a legendary soundbite for years in, the sports world, and something I played quite a bit. Like back in the day at the Ticket, our friend Danny Bayless turned 40 like a few months after that. And so we even had a parody song written about him to the tune of Take a Load Off Annie by the band.
Okay.
What was The Weight? And, the chorus was, he's a man, he's 40.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of always been in the back of my mind that whenever I got to 40 that I would somehow have to incorporate Mike Gundy into it. And getting to do a show and incorporate it this way is pretty awesome.
And, when you think of birthdays, like, that's a huge monumental one. You want to turn 23 because this Blink-182 says nobody likes you when you're 23.
Right.
I guess if you're a Taylor Swift fan, then you like 22 because she says something about...
I don't know. Something Taylor Swifty.
Something about feeling 22 or something.
And jocks and whatever she talks about.
Are there any other big birthdays that I'm missing? I mean, obviously 16 you get to drive, 18 you can buy a pack of smokes, 21 you can drink.
Yeah, and then after that it's
35 I can run for Senate.
I was going to say when
Right?
you're 35 you can run for president even.
Well, dude, why settle for Senate?
I know, yeah.
Wait, maybe
So,
Senate was a while ago. Maybe I've been eligible.
yeah, very possible. But
I remember
you
I was
can definitely
excited.
be president if you want to be.
I've been looking forward to this
Yeah.
actually. I've been teasing a campaign in 2035 since college. So
Okay.
I kind of stopped teasing it, but I just remembered all this right now. But
Well,
I was
get
very
it back
heavy.
going.
If you look at my old tweets, you'll probably find somewhere Shipment 2035.
I think there are people that would vote for you.
I'm gonna run an off year though to help my chances out.
Oh, that's smart.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Run when nobody else is running.
I think that's a good idea.
Trying to monopolize the thing.
But yeah, so 65. Well, if you make enough money beforehand, you can retire at 65.
Wait, how does all that work?
I don't know because I sure as hell haven't figured that out at 40.
How much?
Yeah, and figuring out how much you need, how much your lifestyle would need to change if you.
Well, this is
Are
important to
able
me
to-
because I've been wanting to retire for years now.
I've got a hat that says "Aspire to Retire."
Dude, I need that hat.
I might have to give it to you.
Dude, please. To retire comfortably. This is from AI on Google.
Oh,
so
awesome.
We'll see. Well, with them, they might retire us before
I think they will.
can even retire ourselves.
We're all gonna die.
The general recommendation is to have saved enough to replace 70% to 80% of your pre-retirement income annually. So, for example, if you've earned $100,000 a year before retiring, you'd aim for 70 to 80K in annual retirement income. That didn't help me at all.
That didn't really.
I don't understand.
So basically, you'd want to have at least $75,000 a year available for however long you wind up living after retiring at 65. So I don't know, man.
See,
like
this-
if you want to live 5 more years after that, you would need $350,000 saved up when you retire. Because
Man,
that money,
I'm
in
never
theory, if
gonna
you're retired, you're
retire.
not working. I know. Or do a really good job of investing and figuring out how to make that work. 'Cause
That's
I can see, people on Reddit like, well, if you just put this much amount of money in an investment account and just let it grow, then you'll have this much money. It's like, really?
it's like, yeah, that sounds nice, but like,
I need money now.
where you guys getting all this money from?
Right. How do people save?
That's a great question. I've been working on that for years. And if I figure anything out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, so we're either going to just keep working until AI figures out how to extract money from us somehow, or... Yeah,
You would ask Chat
Okay.
GPT.
and it'll come back at the end of the show with how long it takes to load an answer.
No, that's
Oh.
only when you're trying to generate an image.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It gives answers pretty quick.
yeah. So wait, I'm asking what's the best way to invest?
How do you invest?
She's responding right now.
Okay.
I just asked what the best way to invest is. So we're gonna learn something here on Shippy and Grubes.
It's really quick.
And in the meantime, I did want to remind everybody that the Empty Netters pod was accurate
Oh,
last
yeah.
episode. Basically, they had rumored, like, hey, Radek Foxa might be signing it back with the Dallas Stars. And we were kind of looking like, well, can we trust him? Can we not? Where's this cap space
Yeah,
coming
how does
from?
it all make
'Cause
sense?
we had like $2 in cap space at the time. And the Empty Netters pod was right.
Yeah,
Radek
like
Foxa signed was it 3 years?
3 years, $2
$2
million a year.
million?
Yeah.
So great deal. Jim Nill mentioned that they missed him in the playoffs, and he is a great playoff type player. He's great on the faceoffs. He's really responsible in both zones. So really excited actually to be bringing back Radek Foxa to the Dallas Stars.
No, and it's always good to be able to play Fox on the Run and what does the Fox say and all that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how much that's still incorporated, but you at least have it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the Empty Netters, quote tweeted themselves saying, the haters are afraid to admit we were first. Hate to see it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, credit to them. I don't know how all that works. Like, it's just like we've seen other rumors of, hey, big changes coming to the Stars, and we frankly initially kind of dismissed, and it's like, well, maybe they do know something, and
yeah.
it's just I think we're so used to the Stars kind of being a pretty close to the vest type of operation that it's really kind of rare to hear big rumors. Although I guess we started hearing a little bit with like the ranting and stuff and all that,
Right.
where it's like, okay, the Stars might actually kind of be letting things leak a little, or
Yeah.
someone is.
Well, so it's funny because you bring this up because I can sympathize with them, as I broke the Ben Bishop trade randomly out of nowhere back when I was
That's
in radio.
right.
I got a tip and it was like, hey, like, how sure are you about this? Because this sounds crazy. It was on like a random day too.
Mhm.
And he was like, no, like the Dallas Stars are getting Ben Bishop. You can announce it right now. And so I did.
Wow.
And it was really cool because like Mark Stepniski, who worked with the Dallas Stars at the time, like sometimes local beat reporters can get mad because you got the scoop before they did, and that's their scoop, and rah, rah, rah. Well, he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, nice job on the Ben Bishop scoop," like, which was cool because I was like, I had no business. I was a board. I mean, I had a hockey podcast, but like, I wasn't like an insider. Like, I just happened to.
Yeah, you like hockey and you got friends in hockey, and
Yeah, I just happened to get a really good tip, and it turned out to be right. And a whole 180 from that was when me and KT both broke the Ezekiel Elliott contract.
Oh yeah.
Remember that when he was holding out, he was in
Oh,
Cabo
yeah.
and all that, and I had the scoop that he was actually coming back and forth between Dallas and Cabo the whole time. They were in communication, and a local beat reporter hated on me heavy on that one. And then later on, like Stephen Jones, like in a whole kind of like full circle moment, was on the radio at the Fan, and basically, I think it was Mike Fisher was on at the time. He was like, "By the way, like that was a good scoop, like on the Ezekiel Elliott thing."
Dang.
And it's like that one too was like I had no business knowing that, and like the way that I was getting the information was completely unconventional. Like if you know me, you could probably imagine how unconventional it could happen.
Yeah, you're not Mr. like, wearing the press hat and, taking notes on a notepad and all that. You're just kind of like, oh, I got a text from someone saying this.
I think I was drunk the majority of the time I was getting this information. So, yeah, but all that to say, congrats to the Empty Netters. I can understand how it is where it's
vindication.
Where,
know?
like, you're like, yeah, see, I know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, it's a weird line to walk because, you're expecting the people that are the beat writers and all that to break stuff first, but they're probably going to be a little more vigilant about making sure every single, I's dotted, T's crossed, and, second sources and third sources and all that. Whereas, frankly, someone like you or some of the other people that occasionally will break stuff don't have as many barriers that they maybe feel that they need to go through. And it's like, look, if I trust this source enough, I'm willing to run with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, the Ben Bishop thing I knew was good.
Mm-hmm.
The Zeke thing was so like, maybe one day I'll like have to write a book or tell the story on like how I got the information, because
okay.
It was like, I just think it would be a good story one day.
Absolutely.
But today is not that day. Today is the day we ask, what's the best way to invest? And basically, the short summary of this is start with your goals and timeline. You want low risk over the next 3 to 5 years, so high yield savings accounts, diversity. Don't put all your money into one stock, sector, or asset. Keep it simple and consistent. So there's a lot of steps here, and I just think we just...
it's kind of tiring, so I think we'll just keep working.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get back to the show now. Joey Chestnut reigns as the best hot dog eater in the country.
Again, glad to have him back.
He's back after he had an issue with a sponsor, right?
Yeah, he was like sponsored by a plant-based hot dog company, and Nathan's Hot Dogs couldn't deal with that or something, and so they suspended him. I thought it was indefinitely, and so maybe it turned out to be just a year, or I think maybe they negotiated or something.
But they saw the ratings were way down without him.
Very possible.
It's like, dude, we used to get a 1 on this. Like,
yeah.
We didn't get anything now.
So
we need to bring the Chester back in.
The Chester. I'm not sure that's his nickname, but it's probably not the Nutter either.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can reach out to him and ask if he goes by one or the other.
We'll get him on the show.
Let's do it. And you know what? Maybe we'll be the ones that start this nickname. You have
Nutter.
You have a well-documented history of coming up with great nicknames that have stuck around
somehow.
So I feel like if anybody should nickname him, it's us.
Okay. Well, congrats to the Nutter. And
to the Nutter.
How many hot dogs did he have?
He had 70.5, and the line that day was 71.5.
Ooh.
So if you took the under on Joey Chestnut, congratulations.
Yeah.
And that's probably the smart thing to do. He took a year off. He's probably not going to be in prime hot dog
Maybe he still
eating
went
form.
against Kobayashi in that Netflix thing, right?
Yes.
That happened, I think, and I can't remember who won, but, so he was still in practice. I know he was still
Didn't Chestnut beat him?
I think so. I think Chestnut did win, but I also know that Chestnut, choked a guy on stage, I think, during the contest as well.
Hey.
Some guy trying to protest.
Chestnut did?
Yeah. I'm sorry,
Hey, man,
I totally forgot about
these
that.
These colors don't run when it comes to
Yeah.
hot dog eating contests. We take it very seriously here.
We might have to stop down for a second.
That's fine. I'm seeing here that
Joey
he's
Chestnut chokes guy.
the 2022 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest while competing.
That was 3 years ago? What the hell?
Yes.
Okay, screw me. That wasn't this year.
Well,
Anyway.
either way, we know he
go
does not
America.
play. The Nutter does not play when it comes to
No.
hot dog eating contest, or if you protest him eating a lot of hot dogs in a very short amount of time.
It really is crazy how that thing has grown. The hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
Like, I remember back in my day, back in like 2002 or so, when I first started interning for Norm Hitzkes, who's now part of the Stolen Water Media podcast network.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with the hot dog eating contest, and we would have guys like Eric Badlands Booker and all these other, crazy, competitive eaters. And I think most of their, limits was somewhere around like 20 hot dogs.
Yeah.
And yeah, for it to now be at the point where Kobayashi and then the Nutter are getting up into the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it's insane how it's grown, how I guess they keep pushing past the limits of what the human body should be able to do, because I
And
can
he
put down some hot dogs, but 70 would take me a while.
Have you tried, what is it, the 999 the challenge at a baseball game?
Yeah,
where
what
it's
is it?
9 beers, 9 dogs, and 9 innings?
I mean, I've probably done that unintentionally, but I don't think I've ever
Dude,
sat down and tried to make it an actual contest.
so some people, like, that'll be like their fantasy football, like, punishment, is that you have to complete the 999. 'Cause
Right.
I don't think it's, like, you'd have to
That's
go,
tough, dude.
you'd have to go on, like, a Wednesday to a Rangers game.
the Dollar
or,
Dog night, or
really any day for a Frisco Rough Riders game.
yeah. But man, that's I know that, like fantasy football punishments were, like 24 hours in a Waffle House, and for like every waffle you eat, like
you knock off
knock
like
off
30
like half an
minutes
hour,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
So that's pretty good continuation. And yeah, the 999, I've seen a few people posting about it, and partly because I'm now working just about every game, for the Rangers again, like it's probably not recommended that I try that, but
I don't know, man.
maybe we can get out to a Rough Riders game. I think we're due out there in August.
Yeah, we are.
And we can try and take it on.
That might not be a bad idea.
That's okay. I hope we remember.
We might have to make a note, because we might have to.
Yeah.
That'll be some good bonus content. I might puke. So as long as we're allowed back and we understand that.
All right. I'm gonna send a note to our little group.
But yeah, I mean, I'll be down if you're.
And Ashley's gonna be confused when she sees it, because she's included in the text too. But
That's okay.
That's okay.
She'll catch up. Where should they put his statue? Like, you should get a statue for this, right?
I would wait.
For Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. Yeah, he's got to
have a statue like
just
outside of.
right outside of that Nathan's Hot Dogs and right on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's gotta be.
And then mid shovel in the mouth.
Just like
Yeah,
this picture.
the picture.
With some like bread particles kind of
Yeah.
spewing.
Like a seagull right overhead, just waiting.
Does he win a good amount of money every time he wins this?
Oh
Like,
yeah, like I think he makes pretty good money from winning the hot dog contest, but then he does all sorts of eating contests throughout the year, and I think that's where more of the money is made.
Yeah.
Because I think the Nathans is still kind of like a, hey, you're also getting publicity out of this and all that, but I don't think Nathan's is the highest paying contest. It's just the most prestigious.
Right. It is definitely prestigious.
Very.
I have, I can't really watch it because
It's a lot.
it's a lot. Like, it's just.
Because they're
Like, I
dunking the
feel
dogs in
sick.
the water, and then
Yeah.
like the buns and the dogs separately, and it's
Yeah.
not a fun watch.
It's not at all. Like, it doesn't feel like you should be watching it in public.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's why I have it like at 11 a.m. So
Yeah.
you wake up and watch that and then go hit the lake or whatever.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird time to have it so early in the day where it's like, ugh.
Because you don't want the contestants to need to eat before they show up to an eating
Yeah,
contest,
so you do need to
right?
be pretty hungry, and apparently they do, still eat a little bit before and stuff like that to at least get things going or something, because there's a whole science behind it.
Yeah.
I think it used to really be just, I'm just gonna eat as many as I can as quick as I can, and then Kobayashi started doing the like break them in half and dunk the bun in the water and all these other different techniques, and then everybody, people started expanding on it, and it's been a weird thing to watch it grow over the years. And yeah, good job, Nutter. We're proud of you.
Good job, Nutter. Thank you for representing the US of A in a very positive manner. Back to hockey real quick, as Glenn Gulletson said that he wants to up the physicality a little bit each game so they're better prepared for the playoffs. We talked about this at House of Healing when we had our remote there back in mid-June. And that was one thing that I brought up that I really wanted to see, because it did seem really strange that they were physical in both the first 2 series against the Avalanche and then the Jets, and then they faced the Oilers, and it was almost like they were scared to hit anybody, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what was up with that.
It just seemed like it just totally stopped on a dime. So for him to come out and mention that at his opening press conference was really encouraging. And I liked all the other stuff that I saw from him as well. It just seems like he maybe, like he said, that when he was fired by Jim Nill, he was sent on a mission, like to go get better with each of his stops. And to his credit, you know, it's kind of come full circle now, and it seems like he's done that, and you could really tell, you know, in the presser. So
yeah, I was going to say, it seems like, you know, you always kind of hear about a coach winning their first press conference and stuff like that, but it does seem like goalie won over quite a few people that were maybe a little more resistant to bringing him back, or just like, well, they sucked last time he was here. How could he, you know, why would we bring him back? And it's like, well, that wasn't a very good team that he was coaching back then. And there was just a lot of, you know, stuff that he said he needed to learn. Like, you know, he doesn't need to be the chess master all the time. And, you know, sounds like he's learned and understands, hey, like, you got to be more flexible. Like, I think we talked about the last show where he said he feels like he needs to personally apologize to Jamie Benn and Brendan Morrow and all that for, you know, how he, you know, I guess I can't remember what he said he did with them. Did he say maybe he limited them?
No, he just like tried to like
maybe force a system on them or something like that?
Just something that didn't fit their style.
Yeah,
he wasn't as adaptive, you know, in his first stint here. And that's the thing is, like, you just think about anything you do in life, whether it's in sports or what we do or whatever. Like, when you start doing something and then you go on these different stops and then you know, you get better with each stop, hopefully.
Yeah, you'll hopefully learn something a little different. You see things from a different perspective.
Like, if me as a DJ heard me my first year now, I would cringe and be like, what the hell? Why are these people hiring me at this place? I'm not nearly as good as I am now. You know what I mean? And it just takes those, like, it takes messing up. Like, it takes...
Like, you learn from your mistakes, and hopefully if you're humble enough, if you're, you know, smart enough to understand, like, hey, I made a mistake, but I can get something out of this still, rather than just letting me spiral.
Right.
And be like, oh, God, I suck. What am I even doing here? If you say, well, okay, that didn't work, but I see something here that could.
Yeah. And that was one thing that I noticed, too, is that, you know, Glenn Gulletson in his presser kept mentioning the scars that he acquired along the way at each of his different stops, and then the scars of going and losing a Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. Like, you know, even Jim Nill mentioned, he's like, that's, you know, it's tough what's happened to the Stars the past 2 or 3 years now, but it's even tougher for a team to go and be one step away and not getting it done back-to-back years. Like, it doesn't get any easier the further you go in, and so it was interesting to me just to see that Jim Nill was talking about the scars. Like, that seems to be something that really, like, stuck with, you know, everybody who was involved in the interviewing process that Glenn Gulletson brought up. So
yeah, and so I'm excited to see what the Stars do, and, you know, you feel like you should learn at some point, like, hey, you know, you can win the offseason, you can win the press conference, you can win the trade deadline, you can, you know, go into the playoffs really hot, but it's still such a crapshoot. You know, 1 in 32 teams is happy at the end of a year.
Right.
And, you know, like, hell, the Rangers, to bring it to baseball for, you know, to make it a little easier reference for me, you know.
Yeah.
They won the World Series, you know, for the first time ever a couple years ago. And, you know, you always think, oh, well, I'll be able to carry this for the rest of my life. And you can, but it still isn't fun for the Rangers to not make the playoffs last year, to be kind of, you know, struggling to hit this year and being a little bit frustrating at times. Like, you know, the championship lasts for a few months, I think,
right.
even, and then it's like, well, I want another one.
Right.
Like, you kind of have to chase that high, and that's how sports get you.
That's how they get you. And just hoping that, now with Gullet's in here, that he can help propel them into that final step and then finally get the entire job done.
Yes.
So just really, I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that was, really a positive thing from the press conference. There was a lot of positive things, but I really liked the fact that he mentioned specifically that he wants the team to be more physical preparing for the playoffs.
Definitely okay with that.
Definitely okay with that. And now we have Yusei Kikuchi, who needs to...
he needs to work on his physicality.
His physicality, maybe his fielding a little bit, but if the baseball thing doesn't work out for him, he might be able to find himself in an old school cartoon.
Yes.
Guys, see some pitches. Bounces it up the middle, off Kikuchi's glove. He's scrambling. Charlie Brown moment. Haggerty is on with an infield hit. But guys.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got to find that clip because, I was not really watching the game at that point last night, and Darcy's dad actually called me. He was just laughing his ass off, like
At him
Grubes
falling?
have, like, are you watching the game? I was like, no, I'm kind of just chilling right now. He's like, the Angels pitcher just tried to field a comebacker and fell on his butt.
Dude, he
like,
did a
please
whole...
find it. And like I told him, if we do, I'm positive that will wind up on the show tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, it was a pretty quality barrel roll he did.
I was gonna say, like,
Star Fox would be proud.
very, like, if you're gonna fall and all that, at least fall athletically. And I think he kind of did. Like, I don't think he, came up hurt or anything like that. I think he kept pitching and, everything was good. Just maybe his pride is a little bit hurt. But
Pride was definitely a little hurt.
yeah, as a Charlie Brown moment, as Dave Raymond said.
And they're so good. Like,
Yeah.
they're so good at calling the games, and I love what they're doing with kind of a more relaxed approach to baseball. Like, they still are very informative and serious, but they're also not afraid to like joke around and all that good stuff too. So
Absolutely.
And if you like a good time, every Friday is Fireworks Friday at Riders Field. Enjoy a fireworks spectacular from the field after the game every Friday home game in 2025. Also, kids run the bases at Rough Riders games. Every Saturday home game at Riders Field, kids can be like the Rough Riders and run the bases after every Saturday home game in 2025. And maybe you're not available Saturday. We got something for you on Sunday. Kids Sunday Fun Day at Riders Field. Every Sunday is for the kids. Join us for kids themes, kids-centered promotions, and more. And if you like lemon chills, they got lemon chill Sundays as well. So you can get your kid all hyped up on lemon chills and get to Riders Field every Sunday home game for that. As the lemon chills are half price at their 2 locations in the ballpark. And what if you could free yourself of pain, anxiety, and sleepless nights and do it naturally? CBD House of Healing only carries products from their lab made to meet the highest quality and purity standards. Find your relief from the aches and pains, the emotional stress and drain, and sleep again. Shop online, cbddallas.com, or in person and grab a slushie. They're tasty at 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101, Dallas. Begin your healing at the House of Healing. And speaking of healing, Red Panda
Nice.
is...
I didn't even mean for that to happen, but I'm not surprised you found a way to segue.
And you know what? I didn't plan that at all. It was just happened.
Shippy segues.
Red Panda has to do some healing as she was performing at the WNBA Commissioner's Cup title. And at halftime, she suffered an injury and broke her wrist. Oh.
Wait.
And so that was the injury, which that sucks. Like, that's always at halftime, there's the NBA always has a crazy halftime show. And it's
yes.
people climbing chairs that reach the Jumbotron, the amazing Slavic, I think is his name. They've got Scooby and, they got Scooby who does the dog dunking and stuff.
I love that.
They got all these different crazy halftimes, and that's always my biggest fear when I'm watching halftime, is not playing the wrong music, not like anything. It's them hurting themselves on the floor, in front of everybody. Fortunately, I haven't seen it personally, but it sucks to see. She broke her wrist. She's gonna be out for a little bit, but I don't know her schedule. She's probably all over the place all the time, but feel like this is kind of off season for her. So
Relatively,
hopefully
you would figure.
she's able to, rest up and heal up and make her way back in time for the NBA season coming up. And then it was cool after the Fever won the Commissioner's Cup. They gave a little shout out on live to Red Panda.
Red Panda, we love you. Red Panda.
Red Panda
got hurt at halftime. Feel better. She rides on the bike and does
We love you, Red Panda.
Red Panda, if you're watching. Red Panda. Red Panda, if you're watching. We love you.
I don't think Red Panda is on my shit.
That's funny. I didn't really hear that
I
the
didn't catch
first
that
time
either.
Oh. But that's pretty cool of them to give a shout out to her after, she hurt. She really is like an NBA legend like we talked about. Like everybody knows Red Panda.
Yeah, it's always like an exciting time when you realize, oh, Red Panda's here tonight. Like everything feels like it's kind of leveled up.
You've got NBA halftime royalty.
Yes.
When Red Panda is in the building. So hopefully she can heal up and be available for the NBA season coming up because, like you said, it's always fun to watch her do her thing at halftime.
Get her in the Hall of Fame.
Get her in the Hall of Fame. And if there's a Hall of Fame for lookalikes, we've got the lookalike for you as this guy named Ty Jones basically looks just like Ed Sheeran, and he just kind of has a fun time with...
And actually seems to have met Ed Sheeran.
He's met Ed Sheeran, and he has a
Yeah.
good time tricking people into making them think that he's Ed Sheeran.
Ty Jones, and I trick people into thinking that I'm Ed Sheeran. So the first moment that I heard that I looked like Ed, it was actually back when I was in school, so it was like 2010, 2011. I was a bit of a, sort of like a recluse kid, I didn't really talk to anyone that much. Everyone come running over like, Ty, is this you? Like, have you got a secret name? Because he dressed like me, had the same hair and everything. And I was like, no, why? And then they showed me a picture of Ed and a video of him on SBTV, and I was like, wow, that guy really does look like me. I'm just a bingo caller, I'm not actually Ed. 4 and 7, 47. Like, even my friends thought that that was me, and I was just going under like a different alias. It's like literally looking into a mirror, like seeing someone that looks like you and is the same height as well. It's just like face to face, sort of. It's kind of strange. I do get like a bit of a rush from it, especially when someone sees someone on that emotional level and then more people join in. Before you know it, you've got a crowd around you and you're just trying to, just get on with the day. And then it's just selfie after selfie after selfie after selfie. And then by the time you know it, you're like an hour late for what you was going to do or go to. Went outside an Ed Sheeran concert. It was absolute bonkers. Like, there was people pulling my shirt, almost ripping it. There was a girl that had a panic attack in front of me. After that, the police just come wading through the crowd, grab me by the arm, throw my hood up and say, what you doing coming out this exit, Ed?
Want to give us a line?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah, he might not be the Ed Sheeran voice.
Yeah,
sound-alike,
he
but
had
that's
it.
okay.
He had it going until that happened.
Yeah, but the look-alike part is
Dude,
dead on.
And it was funny the picture of them side by side. Like it really was. I didn't know which one was Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, like I think the only reason I'm able to tell is just because Ed Sheeran plays guitar right-handed, and that guy plays it left-handed.
Okay,
like the opposite way. Like that's the only reason I'd be able to tell, because otherwise, yeah, whether they're wearing glasses, a hat, whatever, like it's insane.
Yeah, no, he looks just like him.
Yeah,
does not sound like him. But that's like that's got to be an interesting thing. Like people are like, dude, you look like Drake or Ed Sheeran or this or that. And like, it's always funny to me. Like, do you remember the guy that dressed up as Klay Thompson when he was with the Warriors? And he was like in his full jersey, and security let him in. Like, he got into the game because they thought he was Klay showing up in his jersey.
That's the best part. Is like showing up in someone's uniform, like and that guy apparently just kind of dresses like Ed Sheeran anyway. But yeah, the lookalike that the athlete lookalike that just always is walking around in their uniform.
Yeah.
That they actually play in,
right.
Not like just regular workout clothes or something like that to kind of make it a little bit more real. It's just like, yeah, I look like I don't know, Corey Seager, and I'm wearing a Rangers uniform.
Dude, so 2 years ago for Halloween, or maybe it was 3 years ago, at Halloween at the Stars game, I dressed as Jamie Benn.
Oh yeah,
I wore the pads, I wore the helmet, I wore like everything, and wore his jersey. When I was leaving the AAC, like with my backpack on, still had the pads on. People were stopping me asking if I was Jamie Benn, walking out in like jeans and my jersey and pads still.
That is awesome.
So to a lesser extent, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, it's one of those, you see someone in real life and, you can't be totally sure, I guess, where it's like, I know what they look like on TV, but, I think when you see a celebrity in person, they do tend to have, like, it's almost a little bit weird.
Right.
Maybe because, they don't have the camera lights on them or makeup, movie makeup and all that it just feels a little odd. And so you're like, well, maybe that really is Jamie Benn.
Well, it's like, what are you doing here? Like,
right.
Like, you're normally on
like,
my TV.
Yeah, it doesn't make enough sense. So, okay, I guess Ed Sheeran's just walking around here.
Yeah.
And like they said, going out an exit that Ed Sheeran would never go through because
like, Ed, what are you doing out here?
He'd get mobbed.
Yeah. Well, one place that Ed Sheeran or Jamie Benn or any of the famous people might not be going are probably on this list we've got here, as we have a list of America's most boring cities according to Finance Buzz.
Oh.
And they evaluated more than a dozen data points relating to excitement, culture, and popular activities, and 75 of the biggest cities in America to find the most and least boring cities in the country. Number 1, we have Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, they have the Jaguars.
Right, but we just showed the Titans thing from 3 years ago where nobody believed that was a real thing.
True.
It was so boring they didn't even believe the team. Let's see, we got Wichita, Kansas, which as a Mizzou guy makes me happy.
Okay,
You know, I don't see Columbia, Missouri on here, but I haven't made it that far. Number 3, Corpus Christi, Texas,
Oh,
which... I don't know. I've been to Corpus before.
I'm gonna say, like, at least
not-
it gets you pretty much to Port Aransas, and that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Get to the beach.
I always remember Corpus Christi. Like as a kid, I loved going there, but also as a kid, I was just probably excited just to see some water and
Yeah.
leave my house.
Fair.
Let's see, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Definitely don't want to go there. Memphis, Tennessee comes in at number 5. That's interesting.
Yeah, I never thought of them as boring.
Me neither. Like I guess I've only been to Memphis one time, and it was just because I was stopping for gas on my way to Bonnaroo, but I didn't think it looked boring. Like it
Seemed like it had
just a
some
normal-
sort of vibe.
Yeah, like, and isn't the music scene there like
I was
pretty
gonna
good?
say
Like,
pretty good. Like it's
yeah.
not Nashville, but it's
Yeah.
pretty strong.
And then you got San Antonio, Texas, which
Charles Barkley has opinions on San Antonio.
Charles Barkley probably was the one who if he voted, you already know what he voted on. Then we got Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Columbus, Ohio, Tallahassee, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona is kind of surprising.
Probably because it's so balls hot you can't do anything outside.
That's true. Albuquerque, that makes sense because they were so bored. Well, and he had cancer, so they. I'm talking about Breaking Bad, where they.
No, it took me a moment. Like I was like, whoa.
They. I guess they didn't just cook meth because they were bored. He was trying to
Yeah,
raise
but still,
money for his family.
That was probably the most exciting thing to happen in that city.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot going on in
Yeah.
the show either. Like, then we got Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been to Tulsa. There was not that much to do there.
Not super exciting.
Indianapolis, Indiana. That's
A little surprising.
kind of
maybe?
surprising, I guess. I don't know. Tucson, Arizona, Houston, Texas,
Ooh.
and their faces. Yeah, it's so boring watching the Astros cheat. Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Charlotte, North Carolina are rounding out
Okay.
the top 20. So,
Well, I'm never going to any of those places. I've been to Tulsa once before as well.
did you
and-
go with the Stars?
No. Oh, so I have been a couple times then, I guess. Was with the Stars at least one trip, and then my band played up there for like
Oh,
a
cool.
night, and playing the music was fun, but yeah, like everything felt very, very dead.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot.
Just seemed like there's a lot of
on there.
brick everywhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the same city, but they have Bricktown
Yeah.
in Oklahoma as well, right? Isn't that in Oklahoma City?
Yeah, so it's yeah, I can at least vouch that Tulsa is not super exciting, but the rest of them, yeah, I can pretty much see most of those making sense. A few kind of surprise. Like Corpus Christi and even Jacksonville kind of surprised me.
Jacksonville did not surprise me because isn't that where everybody goes to retire?
True.
That's where all the retired people are.
But that's where all the money is. So
that's true.
Maybe that's how
maybe they should
get our
sponsor
retirement
us.
is taking some other people's retirement.
Sounds like a plan to me.
That sounds illegal. I'm joking.
Is that illegal?
I don't know.
Who could know?
There's no way to know. Let's just invest.
Let's
go back to that plan.
And if we want to invest, if we want to, I don't know how to segue into this.
Go for
we
it.
have some crazy facial hair here from a Pittsburgh Pirates fan who should probably invest, or he clearly has invested in some beard oil and beard gel.
Man.
This guy has got a bridge for a beard and mustache.
Bridge in beard form. Wow. That's a lot of work and a lot of wax. That's a lot of wax. It's also a lot of time. Imagine how long that beard is without anything in it. Just falling down.
Like, it looks like a kraken.
It does look like a kraken.
But that's seriously impressive. Like, I don't know how long that took. It looked like there was some sort of a contest on the field before the Pirates game, but
yeah.
I think they should do that at a Mavs or Stars game, and someone should do the reunion tower.
That would be pretty cool.
That would definitely be the most phallic-looking beard.
That's what I was going to say. I was just imagining it.
That's why I thought it'd be funny. Because I'm 40.
I knew exactly when you said it. That was the first. I was like, I know what he's doing here.
Thank you.
He's like, he's
Especially
posting a weather report.
Yeah.
Oh, man. One thing that Grubes might do for his birthday is go to Chili's.
Hell yeah, that's a possibility.
Love
me some Chili's.
And I thought of this when I thought of you when I found this, as this couple went to the Nile River in Egypt and they decided to visit the Chili's. And it looks great, dude. Like
it looks really awesome.
And to like a waterfront Chili's meal, like what else could you? What more could you want?
That's literally all I want.
You just need to fly to Egypt real quick.
Yeah, I can make it.
Do you have time after the show?
Yeah, I don't do anything till tomorrow's YDC, so
that should give you plenty of time. It's not that far, right?
I don't know. I can probably hire a jet.
Yeah, I think you can too. Yeah,
I don't know.
Just rent a PJ, as they call it.
Yeah, got it.
Rent a PJ.
Yeah, we can't even say private jet anymore. Like
no.
At some point, yeah, I think it was like during my time at the Freak. All of a sudden, everybody started talking about PJs. Like, oh, private jet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, we're just gonna abbreviate that now too.
Maybe they're talking about PJ Washington.
Oh, maybe.
Skin was on the Freak, and he likes basketball.
He does love basketball.
I don't know if he loves Mountain Dew, but I don't really love this conspiracy theory that I found. I'm just gonna let them take it away here because it's a little creepy how this is all played out.
You heard of the Mountain Dew conspiracy theory?
Mountain Dew? No, I haven't.
This one's fun.
Let's hear it.
Every time Mountain Dew makes a marketing push for a new drink or a new flavor that they have, it coincides with a world event that typically isn't that great.
That's terrifying. Let's hear it.
So Mountain Dew Code Red came out in 2001.
I know what event happened then.
3 months later, after it came out, 9/11 happened.
This is not good.
Maui burst. Right after they dropped that, 3 months later, the wildfires happened in Maui.
Wow, that's crazy.
You ready for this one?
Ready.
The Star Spangled Splash came out last year. Do you know who wrote the Star Spangled Banner?
George Washington.
Francis Scott Key. What bridge fell last year in Baltimore? The Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Oh.
Yes!
3 months after?
That's kind of like immediately after that one. Pitch Black. A few years ago, we had a blackout in the IT world. July 19, 2024. Various IT systems around the world experienced an outage.
Mountain Dew dropped it and it went dark.
Yes. Another one. Tropical Swirl. Crazy hurricanes that wouldn't end in Southeast America just a few months after they dropped that flavor.
They also, I just looked it up, they're dropping a Mango Rush flavor.
Yeah.
It might be a flub.
It literally might be.
And you can only get it at Little Caesars.
Ooh.
So where are the most Little Caesars, Zach?
Did you look that up?
No. But we saw one in Houston, Texas.
So you think there's going to be a flood in Houston, Texas?
There might be.
That is weird.
Dude.
Oh my.
This was on May 7th or May 8th that they did this. This was 8 weeks ago.
Okay, that's not quite the 3 month timeline that they kind of were trying for,
but it's still 2.
That specifically, and
like they said that,
yeah, I don't like any of that.
Yeah, like it's just creepy
Yeah,
and
that's
weird.
very weird.
And
I don't know how to feel.
And like I never even heard all of those. I've never even heard of most of those Mountain Dews.
I can't
like
say I have
Star
either.
Spangled Splash or
Yeah.
I mean, I knew Code Red. Like
Code Red is still pretty tasty.
it's pretty good, but like the other ones, never even heard of them.
Yeah.
I think they need to stop. I think they should just stick with Baja Blast and regular Mountain Dew.
And don't announce any changes ever again.
And stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because it's weird.
My gosh.
We don't like it. But one thing that we do like, that I've recently started going to, because for work, is Cosm.
Yes.
I started working at Cosm this past weekend, and I DJ'd the FIFA Club World Cup, Real Madrid and Dortmund on Saturday, and then on Sunday I DJ'd the CONCACAF Gold Cup final, USA and Mexico. And like this was my first time going. I had heard all about it. I heard you need to check it out. You need to check it out. Blah blah blah. It is 100% worth the hype.
Yeah, like I know I haven't gotten to go yet, but you know, Rhines and Grego have gotten to go. They got to see the World Series Game 1 from Cosm.
Oh, nice.
And they could not stop talking about how realistic it felt, how it literally felt like they had to remind themselves that they were not in the stadium.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear how your experience was.
Yeah, no, it was great. Like, it was cool because you really do feel like you're in the middle of the crowd. Like, for example, at the USA-Mexico game, the people at NRG Stadium in Houston were doing the wave all the way around. And when it got to the people at Cosm, the people in Cosm did the wave, and then it continued around. Like, I tried to get a video, but the wave stopped. But it was really cool. Like, they were chanting, like, both sides for USA and Mexico. They were chanting. And it's cool, too, because, like, you know, you're looking and like you're in the stadium, so there's people next to you that are turning around like taking pictures of people. You know, if you and I'm like the whole time I'm thinking, do they know that they're being watched right now in at least 2 locations? Like, surely they do, but it was just crazy. Like, you really do feel like you're in the middle of the stadium. Like, the Nats sounds are great. When USA scored their goal, they cut to the screen, and the celebration was right in front of you. Like, you felt like you were in the corner, so you're, like, sitting there, and, like, there's security people here, and then there's the U.S. national team celebrating right in front of you. And it was like that for both the Mexico goals, because it's a neutral site thing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as a DJ, I'm DJing just right down the middle, you know? Like, hey.
It's great when U.S. scores,
It's
Mexico
great for
scores.
both. Like, I was prepared for both teams to win. Same thing with Dortmund and Real Madrid on Saturday. So it's a really, really cool experience. And I don't know if there'll be like some things, you know, for like a Cowboys game, which I heard are amazing, by the way, at Cosm. I don't know if we'd approach that as like a home game for the Cowboys. I'd assume so.
That would make sense, yeah.
But just for this, like, it was awesome, dude. Like, it was, and the food was great. I had brisket nachos on Sunday, and then on Saturday I tried their Wagyu smash burger. Dude, it was incredible.
I was gonna say it looked like you rated both a 12 out of 10.
12 out of 10 for both.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty good.
And so I got the burger the first time because that's what caught my eye, and then I asked my server, I said, what would you recommend for me to get tomorrow? And he recommended the nachos. So I got the brisket nachos, and they were really good. So.
Man.
And they do giveaways and stuff too, so you can win while you're there. You can win Cosm credits. You can win a free shareable. Like, they have all different sort of stuff that they're giving away. So it really does feel like you're at the game.
Hell yeah.
And so on Sunday as well, I showed up a little bit early, and I got to see a sneak peek of The Matrix there. Dude, you think you've seen The Matrix before? You haven't, like, this. Wow. And they have a bunch of dates still. I think they just added a bunch of dates too, actually, because it's been so popular. But I don't want to spoil anything. I got to see maybe like 20 or 30 minutes of it because I want to go back and watch it. Like, just see the whole thing, go as a, you know, just enjoy the movie. There was one point where, like, I felt like I was moving with the movie. Like, Dude, it was.
Like you had to like hold on to your seat or something.
Well, I was
like
in the
that,
control room, so I didn't really have.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
was just
guess
kind of
not.
like, I was just kind of like, dude, this is crazy. Like,
Wow.
so it's 1,000% worth like the money, and it's like it's not even that expensive. It's worth the price of admission, whatever it is. Like, it is worth it. You're gonna have a good time, and so
Let's go.
like they say like if you can't be there, be at Cosm. Like that's accurate. Like it was really cool. I was really blown away by how good it was, and I had high expectations just from everything that I had heard or seen online. So
Man.
definitely very excited to hopefully be working there more often in the future and getting to watch more games like that.
Hell yeah.
And for the Matrix. So
No, and definitely I wanted to see the Matrix anyway, but yeah, count me in for that.
dude, yeah, it's really, really, really cool. So if you have a chance, want to get out to Cosm, I would definitely highly recommend that. And now we have some Carlos Boozer news.
Finally,
After all these years,
I know this is like
I haven't heard
the
his
whole
name.
reason I ever wanted to start doing a show with you, Shippy.
Was to talk Carlos Boozer.
Yeah.
And his sons are playing at Duke right now, or I think they're there next year.
Oh. Are they old enough to be boozers? LOL.
I don't think so. Yeah, so let's see. Cameron and Caden Boozer. Yeah.
Okay.
So they both committed to Duke. So I was right about
Nice.
that. Hell yeah. Love when that happens. Well,
Me too.
their dad is starring in this Bravo dating show called King's Court. And
Apparently, there's a dating show called Queen's Court. I'm not sure who all was involved, but
the only one that I know of is Love Island because
yeah.
everybody.
Oh my gosh, that's been everywhere.
Dude, it's insane, and people are making a killing doing Love Island watch parties wherever they like. I saw there was one at Texas Live.
Really?
Texas Live had a Love Island watch party. Like,
My gosh.
and it's I think they have watch parties up at the Star in Frisco. Like, it's all over the place. So we'll see if King's Court and Carlos Boozer has the same type of popularity. But this quote was very interesting. As per the show press release, Carlos Boozer says, "I have met so many women who will recite my stats. Like, you averaged 21 points a game last year, but I want somebody that gets to know me."
And isn't that what any of us really want?
And are people really quoting your stats?
Probably not.
Do they even know that you played?
And do they really think that that would be an opening line that would get Carlos Boozer to say, you know what? I want to be with you.
Like, exactly. Like, oh, man, she knew how many rebounds I had in 2010. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? You're the one for me.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse than, like, being retired from doing that and then having your stats recited to
Yeah,
you.
like, hey, remember what you used to do?
Yeah.
Remember when you were useful?
So how are you going to pay for this date now?
Yeah.
Like, did you invest well? Did you spend it all on cars, women, and clothes?
Yeah, have you
Like,
used Chat GPT to figure out how to invest?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe
Maybe that's...
I bet his sons are using Chat GPT, though.
Oh, they probably are.
They
I've
are.
been reading stories about students that have, like, basically just every assignment is just all done by Chat GPT. Not even real attempts at, trying to make it, look less AI written. It's just, no, here it is. I'm not learning anything. Just, here's the assignment.
And see, that's where I feel like you can use Chat GPT, and we've discussed this before, but you can use it in a positive way, but there's also really negative things about it and detrimental things to society, because, like, school sucks. I thought so, at least.
Yeah, I like the idea of school. I just never was good at it.
I liked school when I was good at the subject I was doing.
Yeah, that
But
was
when it was like
invigorating, but
science or econ, like
math.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
No.
But if I would have done better, maybe I would know how to invest and retire as soon as possible.
Instead, we're going to be working forever until we die.
That's fine. I mean, I don't mind doing this.
We're going to be dead anyway.
Yeah. Forgot where I was going with that.
I don't either.
I don't know. Oh, but maybe women will stop asking Carlos Boozer about his stats.
Yeah, now they get to ask him about Love Island or King's Court.
Now they get to know the real Carlos Boozer, not the basketball player Carlos Boozer.
How exciting for everyone.
I think that you and Darcy should watch the show and let me know how it is.
Pass.
Okay, well, Well, you're gonna pass on summer league tickets.
At those prices that we're about to talk about, most likely, yeah, I will
Well,
pass.
first you'd have to fly to Vegas, and then you'd have to pay $650 for lower bowl seats. And if you want to sit courtside, pay $2,500. And you, too, can see Cooper Flag versus Bronny James.
Man.
Mavs, Lakers. I've never seen a summer league ticket that high. And, I mean, nobody else has either. That's a record.
Yeah, that's insane.
But, like, have you watched summer league basketball before?
Bits and
Have you
pieces.
tried?
Like it's not the most compelling.
It's
like,
terrible.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Is that bad?
Yeah, like, it'll be fun to watch Cooper Flag, but, like...
Yeah. But then it's just a bunch of kids.
Like, and you know, you got, like, Ryan Nembhard, who this Mavs signed as an undrafted free agent. Like, those types of players, like, Omax was fun to watch, and it's typically, for me, it's the other team. Like, I like watching the Mavericks because I like to know who's a potential player for the team, who might make the roster, who could I see in a few years.
Get to know them a little bit.
But when you're watching, like, Pelicans and Hawks, dude, it's bad basketball. Like,
probably pretty brutal.
It's like televised LA Fitness or like.
Yeah, it's kind of like if the NBA team's not very good, their summer league team
typically
is probably going to be
isn't
pretty
that
bad
good.
too. Oof.
But it's like it would only be Bronny James, right, that you'd want to see for the Lakers. Like,
yeah, I
guess
can't think
Dalton
of anyone
Connect
else.
might play, but I doubt
really?
it. I mean, I'm just thinking of like
but
a rookie
possibilities
from
or-
last year who they
yeah.
might bring back because it's typically rookies and then sometimes like second or third year guys. Maybe I doubt he would play though because could you imagine he gets hurt? in
Yeah,
summer
and that's
league?
the
Like,
whole thing. Like, didn't they already try to trade him?
They did.
With Mark Williams
and then
all
Mark
that?
Williams
Yeah.
finally got traded successfully after the
Brutal.
season was over. But yeah, I mean, I wish everybody well. I hope they have a good time at the summer league games. But,
Good luck out there to all of them.
I will not be joining you out for that
Yeah.
one. But,
I'll save my $2,500
me
that
too.
I don't have anyway.
Me too.
Or maybe I'll put it in investments, like a high yield account.
Yeah,
High yield sounds better than low yield.
it does. It sounds way better.
Do you think people invest in low yield accounts?
Probably not successful ones. I don't know.
Like, I'm going to throw $1,000 in this, and if I'm lucky, I'll get $1,000.05 back. This
that
is
is
great.
a safe way to play it, I guess.
Yeah, where at least it's not going anywhere.
Right.
It's not being spent.
No, and you're probably racking up interest.
Yeah. But, yeah, I would imagine that there's probably no low yield accounts. Maybe some mid yield?
Mid yield.
I don't know anymore.
Can we just mid yield this?
Yeah, like I don't want to make too much money.
Yeah, not too.
Let's not go
much.
too crazy.
Like I just want to be kind of comfortable.
Yeah, I'll just play it safe.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday to my dad too.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
They share the same birthday. So we're gonna celebrate him tonight.
Nice.
Go get some food. Do you have any big dinner plans or?
Yeah, like plans with the family and all that.
Nice.
Be having some dinner, having some tacos, I believe is the call
Nice.
tonight. So
We're doing Japanese barbecue.
ooh, we did that for my sister-in-law's birthday a month ago. That was awesome.
Dude, it's really
so
good.
much meat.
My dad loves this spot that we go to up like in the Plano Frisco area. So he hit me up yesterday. He was like, "We're going here today. I'm already looking forward to the rice there."
Ooh.
So I feel like you had a good birthday show though.
Oh
yeah.
that's
Jimmy-
right. Yeah, Jaden Smith's birthday is today. Kevin Bacon.
Can't
yes.
trust him because he's got two first names.
Right.
Yeah. Would you name your kid Bacon?
No, I don't.
There's got to be a Bacon out there. Somebody's got to be named Bacon. Oh, it's
that's
Toby
right.
Keith's
Toby
birthday?
Keith.
Man, you're always singing that song about putting
Booting
the
the
boot in the
ass.
ass. Yeah.
The first name Bacon is not commonly used, but it does exist.
I told
Primarily
I've
a surname. But
I've
first
been-
name, yeah. Of
I've
course, this is all
stood on
AI
this-
crap.
I've stood on this for my whole life. I don't trust people with two first names, including Kevin Bacon.
Okay. I'm not really seeing anyone with the first name Bacon, so.
There's somebody out there. If you're out there and your name Bacon, hit us up.
I mean, if you're convinced, I'm not going to argue with you.
There's
I
gotta
don't
be
want to
somebody
fight on my
named
birthday.
Bacon. There's some. I don't want to fight on your birthday either, or my dad's birthday.
Right.
Um,
We wouldn't do that to you, Mr. Shippy.
if you're out there and you're named Bacon, let us know. I need.
I really hope we get. A
I
message
know
from
that there's
someone.
somebody named,
But
Bacon.
they have to send like their driver's license or something.
Yeah, just DM it to us on Instagram. We
yeah,
won't
blur out whatever.
Yeah, blur out the
but
important
just
stuff.
show like.
But just show it says your government name is Bacon.
Yeah.
Something. All right.
That got weird. I'm not opposed to it. Just saying.
Opposed to bacon?
Oh, I love bacon. This
too.
body was made on bacon.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I'm surprised I made it to 40.
Well, I can't wait to see you at 50 too.
Same here.
This episode was in honor of Herm Edwards, David Krejci, Ilya Labushkin, Jamel Smith, Robbie Ross, and
Hell
Patrick
yeah.
Corbin. I guess we can say Lou Graza, Aaron Baines, Kevin Gross, Jason Collins.
Mm-hmm.
This was episode number 46. Thank you to everybody out there for tuning in. Remember, we are now on YouTube as well, so you can get us anywhere.
Literally.
You don't have to get on Patreon. You can just go to youtube.com. I'm sure you've been on that one before.
Damn right.
And check us out. Tell your friends to check us out.
We're fun.
Yeah, we're fun, and one of us is now 40.
Hi.
And so one of us is now a man, and the other one is waiting.
You're a little boy.
Until next week. Oh, thank you to Yvonne, by the way.
Hi, Yvonne.
I'm Shippy.
I'm Grubes.
Thanks to Ashley, Soul and Water Media, Rough Riders, House Healing. Bye.
Birthday.
Good luck out there to everyone.
Oh.
Forgot to say that.
Don't die.
Don't do that. Not today.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.